Good evening, everyone, and happy weekend. We are live for Conversation by Wondiva. Today is another Saturday that we would be discussing and having a conversation around the topic. So, if you are here, please kindly call your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend that conversation is live, and to those that are in our community, you can inform them that we have started, that we are live. Trust your Saturday is going well. I would love to see it in the chat box. Another beautiful Saturday, even though it's a rainy Saturday on my own end here. How is it going on your own end? Let me know in the comment section before we start right away. Welcome, she Nakamer. I hope I have not murdered than it. Welcome, Michael, Miss Tudors. Welcome, Jessica. So we'll be having conversation with Jessica. Red flags in relationship, and I know you'd actually want to join the conversation. So please stay tuned to this
Hello.
show. Good evening, Jessica. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Good evening.
See you. How is the Saturday going on your end? Is it a cold Saturday or O&D
Quite
Saturday?
quite busy. Quite busy.
Wow.
That's why I kept sending messages so that I would know if I should just continue what I was doing. Quite busy, but thank God we are here.
Wow, wow. Well done. I'm so good to have you here again.
I hope your Saturday is going on well as well.
Ah, well, I went for a vigil last night, so I've been trying to catch up with some sleep, even though my children are disturbing me.
I can imagine. Please hold on, let me turn
I'm
my lights a bit. I'll be back.
okay, okay. So once again, we are here again for Girlversation by Wondiva, and Wondiva is a community of go-getter women. We help women, we equip women with the right knowledge, and we help them in fulfilling their God-given purpose. So if you actually want to join our community, you can click the link on the bio, and you'll be directed on how to join our community. Only women, please, women alone, the women community. So if you're interested, please click the link at the bio, and you'll be directed. So today we'll be talking about red flags in relationships, and I'm very sure that everybody is aware of these red flags, even though some people may not know the meaning of red flag. Do you know that some people may not know the meaning, but they just hear people say red flag? So Jessica, can you actually speak on red flag? What does red flag means? As in, can you just what's the general meaning of red flag? As in the meaning that people actually term. What's the term that people use for red flag?
Well, red in general, the color is used to signify danger. So I remember when we were young, when they want to teach us about crossing the road. I've forgotten what topic, but I know it was under
Yeah,
basic science. Say red
yes,
means stop, green means go, yellow means wait, or something like that.
yes, red.
So
Yellow
red
means
means
red.
stop. All the stop signs that you find in a person, when you get that signal, your
Yeah,
even your body will tell you, right? You feel it that something is off, something is wrong. So all of those signals is red flag. Okay, that's like the most basic way
yeah,
I can
yeah.
explain it.
Yes, thank you so much for using that relatable word. Whenever you see the red light, it means what? Stop. And in Lagos now, if you are taking, yesterday when I was going out, and the car that took me was about to, she was trying to use the, what's it called, the green and red light. I've forgotten what they call it. Can you imagine? The thing skipped my brain. Traffic
Traffic
light.
lights.
She was trying to cross. She wanted to pass the car. She was like, computer should not just go and pick my car. Let me wait. There are consequences when you actually pass when there is red light. Just the
Yeah.
meaning. That's the literal meaning. Because they'll be fine. So in relationships too, if you decide to ignore the
The red
red light,
flag.
what happen? You will enjoy the
The
consequence at the end
crashing.
of it. So red flag is actually a warning sign. It's an indicator saying that there will be a
Don't
problem.
go there.
There will be a no, don't go. Except that problem is being resolved. If it's not resolved, if it doesn't turn to green, don't move an inch, back
Don't move
out.
an inch.
So today we'll be pointing out, we'll be mentioning things that serve as red lights. You know, there are some people that their red lights may be green light for them.
Mm-hmm. One
Do
man's
you,
food is another man's
you know that
poison.
yes, it can actually be a relative word. Some people don't mind dating somebody that is jealous, whereas some people see it as a warning signal.
Mm.
So today we would actually be discussing about the red flags that people should watch out for, no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you are here and you are in the chat box, comment section, you can actually join this conversation. If you have had experience of relationship that had red flags, you can put it in the comment section, and we would actually love to read from you. So Jessica, can you mention any red flag signals that people should watch out for in relationship?
Number one red flag. So Wondiva Global Community is a community of Christian women. So I'm going to speak from that perspective. Number one red flag for me and for every Christian, if I should speak for every Christian, no God, no relationship. If the person does not know God, doesn't have a solid relationship with God, I'm sorry. The person can't love you the way you are designed to love, because before you even
Yeah.
give your life to Christ, you can accept anything. Anything is
Mm.
acceptable for you. You can take anything. But once you give your life to Christ, your perspective of love changes. Your perspective of how you receive love changes. So only someone who believes in God like you or has a relationship with God like you can love you in that way. So you're not gonna be demanding love from someone that cannot give. It's like putting a round peg in a square hole. How are you going to fit it? So it's important. If you love God, please marry someone that loves God. So that's my number one red flag. Don't be a Christian girl, tongue speaking, demons chasing. You're not gonna meet one brother with the touch of the world. With the touch of the world. Don't try it. You can't. He or she cannot love you the way. You will just be creating problems. It's like a fish that your major habitat is water. You will now go to
Water
land. You only
on
survive the land
ground.
for a few seconds. After, you are going to
Yeah.
die, because that's not where you are meant to be. So I see a lot of Christians just make that mistake. You want a baddie? Go and marry baddie now. Leave Christian girl alone. Do you understand? It's when
Thank
you now
you.
miss out mixing it too, and there's a problem. So that's my number one factor.
Wow, I love it. You know, like you said, you cannot, as in, if you don't love God, there's no way you can love me. It's not possible.
It's not possible. Like you won't love me past person will create me. I don't understand. How
Yes,
you want
exactly. So you need to, number one thing is that if the person does not love God, run for your life.
run
That's
away?
number one.
Understand? Yeah.
Don't just look for somebody that even attend church Sunday, Sunday. You know, there are some people that are just Sunday, Sunday. They are religious.
Mm.
Oh, I attend this church, you know, and when you ask them some questions, they cannot even answer you. People that don't have, somebody that does not have a relationship, a personal relationship with God, is a no. As in, there's no way God can actually speak to that person and the person will hear in marriage. So when we know that, you know that this person is not a believer, please run for
Run
your
away.
flee.
Run away like Joseph.
Because, yeah, especially for sisters, don't say, I want to convert him. You're not a converter. You know, some people say, I'll convert him. You hear people say that. They
There's
say,
one Sister Bumi. There's one bulb in my room that's died for months now. I've not changed it. I've not been able to change it. So if I cannot change bulb, I cannot change somebody. I'm not it has died in my room. I'm using my ring light to see you. I've not been able to change it. I'm not been able to change
so
it. There's
you are
human
not
being that wants to now
able
change.
to change that. You are not the unchangeable changer.
Uh,
Leave God to change that person. Then you cannot start the relationship. So one of the things that I also look out for is people that lie. You know, there are some people that when they tell you that it is money, you need to go and open the door and check if it's actually money. I remember I had a relationship then during my undergraduate days with with a guy who is a medical student. Do you know this guy actually lied that he was a medical student? He has been rusticated, but he was still claiming that he was a medical student. He passed 5 medical students, and people were
that
calling
one
him
is not
doctor.
like, oh, that's a psychological problem. On, no, it's not. No, no,
You
it's not.
know
No,
that,
it's
but
serious.
he
That was
was
a
lying
like.
about it, you know. You know, people will still call him doctor, doctor. He as in, he will even
No,
be as in the way he will carry himself with pride, not knowing that this guy
that
was
is
he
psycho.
was
The guy is
just
on some sort of.
about being a student. So when I heard that, it was even my friend. Somebody just told us that who was his colleague when they entered the school together. I was like, they've investigated this guy. He's no more a student. My friend said, what? We now went to find out in school of what's it called, medical school. You
Medicine.
know,
The medicine.
that was when we knew that he's longer a student,
Wow.
and that was the end of that relationship. It was that lie.
Before, before they go buy you.
Abi, somebody like so when you see that somebody is saying lie, as in, you know, there's some people that just want to lie about themselves. They are
Okay,
earning 20,000. Yes,
false
what
kind of
information?
impression. Yeah, you're trying to prove something that you're not, so people don't
You are
care
not.
about
We
you.
have some people that they don't have shirts, but they will go and borrow shirts from their friends to prove that they are a big boy, or borrow. You know, people that borrow things just to feel among. You know, people that will go and borrow cars so that they can impress you or take you out to eat out, whereas there's nothing in their pockets. So when you find, and most important thing is that people actually know this, as in later, even if you are starting and you don't know, later on you will know. You will know that this person is
You
actually
can't
lying.
keep it up for long. That's one thing
Exactly.
about things like, because how do you want to remember that you lied that it was black belts you usually like to wear? Somebody will now come to you and asking it's red. How do you want to keep up? I mean, it's a lot. You can't keep one day you'll be found because you can't keep up. That's the thing about lie. You have to be the devil to be able to keep up with every lie. It means that you have a record, you have a file that you always write. Today I lied to Bumi. In case you come back, that one is not like that person is not psycho.
And the person will keep lying,
And
using lie to cover lie.
no,
That's the lifestyle that they live. So we should actually, singles out there should look out for this. When you notice somebody is lying,
actually lying.
yes, just run for your life. Do you have another point that you'd like to share?
Okay, so about red flags, one thing I've realized in my years of growing into adulthood, I realized that a lot of people just have issues that are deeply rooted. It has nothing to do about you. It doesn't even have anything to do about you. It has been following them since 13. So what I do now is when I meet someone and I find out that they are doing some certain things that are not consistent, or I'm seeing some kind of funny patterns, I like to ask questions. So it is your answer to that question that would make me see that as a red flag, because some people do not genuinely know that something is bad. Nobody has
Yeah.
ever corrected them. Nobody has ever told them that this thing you're doing is not good. Nobody has ever, confronted them before. So they just carried on with their lives like it's nothing. So when I meet people, I like to ask them, so this thing I think is wrong, but you are not saying that it's wrong. Is there a problem? Why don't you say that this thing is wrong? So their answer is what will make me know if I should carry my 2 legs, put it under my armpits and run, or stay and be praying for you, and let's see if you are going to have sense to change. Because really and truly, some persons may not didn't just have home training, or they gave their own training, they collect it, so it has not affected their behavior. So there is that part as well. Because I know someone who said that the person she got married to did not know how to. Is that right? Wow. And the person she got married to did not have good spending habits, right? So she had to
Yeah.
sit down. For me, outrightly, that is a red flag. That's a red flag. But she had to start asking him questions, trying to find out what's going on. And then before you know it, the relationship blossomed and the guy became a better person. So there's that also. Is the person willing to work on that thing that still
Yeah. Yeah.
is the person willing
Yeah.
to work on it? If you're not willing to work on it, Oga be going. It's not me, you come and Cuba. It's not me, you come and complicate. So there's also that too. There's also that too.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. There's actually room for improvement. If you have really if you are really shown to want to help that person, the person is not willing, the person is not teachable, please just move on. For instance, if the person actually loves to gamble and you try to help the person in one way or the other to stop gambling, and the person does not stop, you need to move on. You need to leave the person. But we have had cases like Jessica mentioned that their parents or fiance has actually helped them out of habits, and that was great. But if you notice that the person is not actually changing, the person is not teachable, the person does not want to change, please move on. Another red flag that we would love to mention is when you notice that there is a physical or emotional abuse. Some may not be even physical, the person may not slap you, but when you notice that the person is at the person, whether a guy or the lady, is actually pulling you down, as in your self-esteem down always. You want to share your own idea, or probably you want to contribute to something, and the person is responding with you are so daft. The person is saying you are so daft, or the person is saying, looking down on you and saying what do you mean by what you are saying, or the person turns into an argument or a big fight. It's something you should actually watch out for in relationship. When you notice that the person is emotionally abusing you, some may not be verbal abuse, some may not be verbal abuse, but we have people that verbally abuse their spouse as well, or their boyfriend or girlfriend. When you notice that it's actually consistent and the person is not changing, please run for your life. You need to move on. You need to move on. You need to move on, because your mental health is actually at stake. Your mental health is actually at stake. You need to take care of your mental health first. And if somebody is trying to bring you down, because there are some people that they are confident, they are good, as in even before getting married, but just let them get married. Especially people that get married to narcissistic spouse, you will notice that the guy will always make sure that the lady is nothing. As in, we always want to bring the lady down one way or the other. And even when they are wrong, they make you see that is the spouse that is wrong, whereas they are the ones that has problem. So when you notice all these things, that people don't want to say sorry even when they do something, when they offend you, they don't want to say sorry, they want to keep malice with you for days, for years. Please pick race. And especially when you've had honest conversation with them, that no, now, like Jessica said, some people don't know that some things are bad. They don't know that keeping malice is actually wrong. They just feel that they want to actually punish that person. But when you've had conversation with the person and you've told the person that no, you don't need to keep malice with me. You can actually tell me what I've actually done, instead of you being getting angry or necessarily keeping malice or keeping mute. And the person is not changing. Please move on. Don't stay in that relationship. Jessica, do you have anything to say about that, or any other points that you'd like to share?
Okay. First of all, you mentioned you talk about narcissists. Please, those people, they need deliverance. You can't help them. You cannot help them. I'm saying that because I once knew a guy who was narcissistic. At that time, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that's what it was. It was that guy that made me to start learning about it. Till today, Bumi, I kid you not. Till today, I get emails about narcissistic personality or there's all those. I get emails because I to tell you the degree. This was talking stage, oh, not relation, talking stage. I say, waiting.
Wow.
What is this? I had to start learning. I realized that, oh my God, this one is just a demonic attack. They need deliverance. Honestly, there's nothing you can do, nothing. No matter how scary you are, how kind you are, how sweet you are, there will always be something that comes. So it is not your prerogative to do anything. Just leave them alone. They should just go for deliverance. That's if they realize that something is wrong with them.
No, they
No,
can actually
you
do
can't.
therapy. Apart from
Especially if it's the guy that is the narcissist and then the lady is the normal person. Because we are fighting between a normal person and a normal person. Really, just leave them alone and work out, because there's really nothing you can do. It's only prayer. It's only
and they
prayer.
can actually see a therapist as well. A
And see,
therapist
that's
can
if
help
they don't
them.
recognize that something is wrong with it. A lot
Because
of them
most of
just
them
live
don't recognize
in
that
this
they have
bubble.
problems.
Yes, they live in this bubble of I'm perfect. I'm the only one
I'm
that's this.
better than you.
It's a lot. This was just talking stage. I know on my eyes, so I say never.
Another thing is that secrecy can also be a red flag. People that keep secret about their family members, they don't want you to meet with their families, they don't want you to meet with their friends, or as in they don't want you to know anything about them apart from what they are sharing. You know, they just want you to know that okay, I'm a male or I'm a female, I'm 20. All other things, their family members, where they live, they don't want you to know anything about.
That's it. What if
That's
I'm
a
dating a
no
married
no.
man?
Exactly.
Maybe you're married. Hey, I know somebody's husband. Please, no, I can't.
And thank God for social media these days. Social media is actually opening the eyes of so many people. You know, some people have gone to they go extra mile to find out who that person is on social media. You know, thank God for Facebook, Instagram. You can actually check people's comments and you see some people's from their comments, you know who they are. From some people's comments, you know who they are. Then from what some people share on their status, on their Facebook or IG, you know who they are. So nobody, you don't need anybody or even the Holy Spirit is telling that this is an unbeliever or this person is a no-go area.
Or
By
if it's
their
a married
post, by
man.
their, if it's a married man, you even know.
Yeah.
So I think people should watch out for that. Wow, we love you too. Oh, it's Candy. We love you from love from Nigeria as well. Thank you for joining. Jessica, do you have another point that you would like to highlight?
Okay. So there's a part of communication, right? So for some persons they can see lack of communication as a red flag, but I would say that it is a yellow flag, not a red flag, because some persons they grew up in an environment where they were not given a chance to express their feelings, express their emotions. So they have now become adults. Because I feel like a lot of parents don't realize that this child that you are treating like this child that you are doing like this will one day become an adult, right? And whatever experience they're experiencing at that stage, they will grow up with it and still be. The only difference is that they will not be bigger, but those experiences still live in them. So there are people like that were not given the chance to express their emotions. They find it difficult to communicate their needs in a relationship. If something's wrong
Yeah.
with you, you cannot talk. How am I supposed to know?
When
How am I
something
supposed
is
to know
wrong,
something's wrong with
when
you?
I'm
How am I
not
supposed to know you're going through stuff?
accepting.
You even go the extra mile to ask them, is everything okay? What's going on? Zero. That's like, no, so in their heart, they want to tell you, but they don't know. They feel like if I tell her now, hey, oh dear, how will she look at me? How will they will just start cooking up different things on their head. You know, so there is also that person. For some person, they won't have the patience. They'll just be like, this is a this is what's it called? This is a red flag. That's why I said it's a yellow flag. So at that point, you might want to wait, right? At that point, you might want to stop and just reevaluate, check what exactly is going on in this person's life. So I think that's really important. Communication should not be a total red flag. It could be a yellow flag to say, okay, let me pause and see how can I help this person to talk better? How can I let this person trust me with their feelings or with their their emotions? So communication, or we like to
Thank
lack
you.
of communication. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. Lack of communication. Communication is actually a two-way thing. If one person is not actually responding well, that means there is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
A problem and it needs to actually be resolved. Another thing I would like to say is when your values does not align with each other, you need to actually look into it. If your values does not align, like for instance, I'm a person of integrity, and if somebody does not is a liar, that means we can't live together. So you must write out your values. What are your values?
Mm,
What's this guy? You can even ask him, what's your value? What are your values? Your values must definitely align. Is this person godly? It's part of value. Godliness, contentment. There are some people that are not content with whatever they have. They can go the extra mile, even destroy other people's life just because they want to have money.
true.
So when your values does not align with each other, it can be a red flag. It can be something that you need to actually watch and look into. So as we want to wrap up tonight, this evening, if you have any question, you can actually put it in the comments um, section. If you have contribution as well, you can share. We'll read it out. So, Jessica, you can actually share your last word for conversation this evening. So, what do you think? What do you think? Because I noticed that even when people, what do you think that people, before we leave, let's share, what do you think that people see red flag and they will still go on?
Okay,
They will
so
still go
identity
in that
crisis.
relationship.
Identity crisis.
Mm,
If you don't know yourself, you accept anything. If you don't
yeah.
know you're a woman, you can walk into a boutique and buy a man's clothes. If somebody tells you, oh, that shoe is a man's shoe, but because you don't know you're a woman, someone can easily tell that's a man. That shoe. That's a man's shoe, but I think you should wear it. It's nice. It's good. You put your leg inside, forgetting that or not knowing that you're a lady and you should not wear that kind of shoe because it's a man's shoe. But somebody else has told you that should look good.
Mm,
You don't know your identity, you put leg inside and then you buy it, and then you get home, you start asking yourself, why am I wearing this type of shoe? Doesn't fit me. That's what a lot of people do in relationships. So you lose your identity, so you start accepting things. It's not really that bad. By the time you hear someone start saying it's not really that bad, it's not really that bad, that person has lost his identity. For example, the lady might even be a Christian, or the guy might even be a Christian, and you believe in sexual purity, but he thinks that there is no point in waiting before marriage. You can have sex before marriage. But yes, both of you are both born again. Both of you are even
yeah.
workers in the church, but
Thank you.
the values are not aligning. But you will say, as long as I can keep it, he will be managing till when we get married. No, you can't. Both of you need to have that value aligned. It's not a function of if me I can keep it, he will be able to keep it. So it's a lie. That person will cheat on you. The person will cheat
Yeah.
on you. That's just you can't escape it. So you can't have values on behalf of another person.
Yeah.
Is the value you like meat, I like meat, you like fish. Is that okay? So that's just an example, not necessarily that the person must like what you like, but the
What you
values
like.
need to align. If you say I'm keeping myself for marriage, the person should also be able to say I am also keeping myself for marriage. Not you are keeping yourself, me I don't like it, but since you like it, let's do it together. It's not a matter of since you like it. And
Yeah.
when people tell me it's difficult, I will lose the person, I usually ask them, who do you love? Do you love God or do you love this
Mm,
person? Is it God you want to please or is this person you want to please? No, you need to answer the question. No. By the time you realize that you are pleasing God, it's God that you are pleasing, you will let that person go because somebody has someone better. Where now to start convincing you from? Convincing you from that the Bible say the Bible that is even difficult to convince that person because both of you attend the same church, both of you are under the same pastor, both of you read the same Bible. So do you think the person knows? So it's really important. People need to begin to find their value. If you as a Christian, you believe that you want to have sex, which is wrong, but you still want to have sex before marriage, look for someone true. Now, leave the people that we don't want to do. Leave them alone because that's the
most
way
of our
you want to do, but the person that doesn't, that is the person that doesn't want to do that your eye will be entry because in wala. It's like, and going on your lane, you leave your lane and enter inside another person's lane. You will cause a confusion and you cause traffic on the way. So maintain your own lane. You follow the person you like. That's what causes a lot of issues in relationship. Okay, you don't like a lady that wears makeup. So I feel like I'm going to. You don't like a lady that wears makeup. You see this, or you don't want to marry a woman that wears makeup because you feel like makeup is a sin. Even though you go to church, you are tongue speaking, demon chasing Christian. You see this lady, she wears makeup, and you're not telling her that. I don't like my women wearing makeup. Hello, sir, were you blind? The day you saw her, she was probably wearing red lipstick. So how about that? You now want to change that. It happens even for career. You know that you want a what they call a housewife. Yes, full housewife. She'll tie up on her chest. You know, she'll come and greet you. Papa Ngozi, welcome. You like that one. You not see another lady.
You didn't go to the village. Oh,
How did you do that? Just so you
didn't go to your village to pick somebody. You went to you pick somebody from your office. I still want that person to behave like.
they should just pack all these people, add them inside a WhatsApp group, let them marry themselves. All this we should add them inside, let them marry. It's true. Let's leave people alone. You like this, so yeah, all of you join together, enter one WhatsApp group, go and marry yourselves. They leave other people. So let your values very important. If your values align, if you first of all you know your identity.
Yeah, self-awareness is very important.
So you know your identity. That my
I can hear you.
identity.
Your network
To
is
look for
breaking.
someone. Yes, I can hear you. Know your identity. Look for someone whose values aligns with yours, and then you are good to go. If everybody can do that, we'll have better marriages.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Another point I would love to add is so many people don't know what they want. So if you don't know what you want, anything will look like it, like you shared that the person can actually think, oh, this clothes actually fits me. Whereas that's not what you want. That's not what. If you've written what you want down, what does God want for me? Because God actually wants the best for us. Write out what God wants for us. What's your purpose? Does your purpose align with this person? What does God want for you? You've written it down, and by the time you are seeing that person, you know that, oh, does this person actually looks like what God has actually told me, or who I want, who is actually going, who would actually help me get to where I'm going? Because as a man, as a woman, we need somebody to actually help us in our journey. You don't just live in isolation, so you actually need somebody that you can actually fulfill purpose together. So if you don't know what you want, and who God has actually told you that, oh, this is person and all that, you may actually make a mistake by picking anybody, because anybody can actually look like it. Thank you so much for joining Girlversation this evening. To as many that has joined, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jessica, do you have the last word to just say, maybe an encouragement also? Encouraging people out there, if you're in a
Okay,
relationship
sorry.
that
I had to change location. I wanted to do something really fast. Okay, like I said earlier, find your identity. Look for someone whose values align with yours, and every other thing will be figured out. Every other thing will be
yeah.
figured out. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jessica.
you.
It was really a fun session. If you're in a relationship and you've been seeing one of the red flags that we've mentioned, please, you can actually see a counselor. You can also reach out to us by clicking our bio. When you join our community, we have counselors that can actually speak to you, that can help you out, because some people may not be able to, they don't have that courage to say no in a relationship. So we can actually help you. Or you can actually see people, even if you're a Christian, you can talk to your pastors in church or counselor in your church. Make that decision today, so that you don't pay for the consequence. The consequence at the end is not actually good at all. Paying for a consequence of a red flag is not actually too good. Is expensive. It's hard. So if you are in a relationship, we want to encourage you by the mercy of the Lord that you should think about it. And if it's something you need to say no, please say no today. And we pray that the Lord will help you. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you. I have to go now. Bye.
All right. Bye. So we'd love to see you again next week, Saturday, 5 p.m., same time. You can also join Girlversation. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.